operation, but I cannot engage in criminal activity. And I sit here and watch all these immoral people taking over as they screw everybody. And they do it because the public's lazy and takes it. Don't you people want to get plane tickets for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 times cheaper? Don't you want train tickets cheaper? Don't you want video games cheaper? Don't you want... No, you won't even do it to save money. You love getting screwed. Because you kill your own babies, and so you want to kill yourself. Your brain's powerful. You decide to be lazy and dumb and kill your babies, your brain wants you dead. Your subconscious goes, this is a piece of crap. I want to die. So you're a loser. You get into being losers. Excuse me. See, I try not to get mad because it exhausts me. It makes me so angry. It makes me so angry that I've got to spend so much time trying to raise money to fund this operation when I should be spending it on fighting the globalist. And then I watch all these people, these soulless, moralist people screwing everyone. I mean, there used to be laws about manipulating prices at stores and putting up signs and changing them, and it's called false advertising. And this is still illegal, what they're doing, just no one's standing up to them. You want to know why they hate me and attack me all over the news every day? Because I know what they're doing, people. And it ain't hard. I read the news and I run a major operation. I live it. You know, I could go join these people right now. The establishment's reaching out to me right now to go join them. And let me tell the establishment something. Never over my dead body, and I know that's what it comes down to, I will never join with the devil. I will never be part of hurting innocents. I will never be part of being a bully and screwing people over. I want to empower this species. That's the big payoff. I want my progeny with your progeny going into the future as an incredible species, not a bunch of backstabbing crap. Excuse me. I want to air this Fukushima update, and yes, it's also about funding our operation. It's a win-win. I'm going to skip the network break because I've gone too long here. I'm going to settle down. I wasn't going to air this probably today, but I need to take a break. It's about an 8-minute video. We're going to air this, and I'm going to try to settle down. We'll walk around, get some water to drink, and then we're going to come back and just get into all the rest of the news. But, I mean, it just, do you understand? It's not just if you're, quote, I saw idiots in the comments of these articles going, good, screw the rich people. Oh, yeah. They know if you're blue collar what you'll pay. They know if you're middle class how to cheat you. It might just be $1. It might be $10. It's AI screwing you. Just like criminals use your Facebook when you say, I'm going out of town for a week, here's my new Christmas gift, this 80-inch TV, and they come rob you. It's not that you have nothing to hide. It's that people will use your information to screw you over. Let's go ahead and go to this special report, and I'll be back. Stay with us. Admits is worse than the Patriot Act. He was breaking down all the other provisions that they're using to do basically unconstitutional spying that aren't being discussed. And then, in closing, I want to ask him, what about the corporations and what they're doing? Sir, go ahead.
No, well, what's the difference between what Google's doing with our data and what NSA is doing? Now, Google, of course, is very fixated on Americans and any user of Google, for that matter, around the globe. And they claim, well, we're just looking at your habits. Well, to me, that's profile building. Now, let's talk about profiles. They're a double-edged sword. There's a good side and a bad side. Good side is if I understand your behavior in electronic data of all kinds, I can track you. I can find out who you're talking to, which means I can then infer something about your life. If you're calling a psychiatrist all the time, or Alcoholics Anonymous, or a young lady when you've been married for 20 years and she's not a relative. There's all kinds of things I can infer and then use to blackmail you. So any organization, NSA, Google, any organization accrues power over all of us, whether they like it or not, if they make us the subject of studying our behavior in data and not just content. I want people to understand that if I just get your metadata, day after day, 24 hours a day. Everything you do, swiping your gas card at a gas station, buying flowers with a credit card, turning on your computer at work or at home, I can actually track those events and put together a set of activities on a clock and track you throughout the 24-hour day. And I'll know when you're not home, and I'll know those things. It's very, very dangerous when misused. And there's very few regulations regulating the way business uses this information. The next thing we'll see is NSA hiring out to Google just to give them their profiles. I'm sure there's intelligence in that information.
In fact, the word is that's already happening, and Amazon's partnering with the CIA. And, of course, I'm sure you've heard, they know if you make more money, they have algorithms when you buy plane tickets or purses or whatever to charge you more. We buy a lot of plane tickets here, so we run our machines that do it cookie-free and everything else, because a plane ticket to Austria would be $15,000 in business instead of $3,000 by clearing cookies. Now, no one's going to tell you that, are they?
No, no one's going to tell you at all. They will manipulate your environment, though, to get the desired result, which is money. It's always money.
I was at home buying plane tickets, and for folks here at the office, and it was outrageous prices, and I separately went down to a computer center, went in, used clean systems to go in, and it was like 8 times cheaper. This is the criminal systems they're engaged in. It's just, we turn our world over to AI, it will game human systems and consolidate wealth. It's the end of the free market.
True. It will be total manipulation, as many believe the stock market already is. And I don't doubt that. It's designed to perform on the behalf of the rich.
Well, Kirk Wiebe, I've got to say that you're one of the most amazing whistleblowers I've ever talked to. I want to thank you for your courage. You didn't even, because you're a real man, did all the persecution you and others have gone through. But we salute you. You're fighting for this republic more than you ever did when you were, working in the military. Exposefacts.org. Please come back very soon to get into all the other angles of this. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Alex, for having me. And let me urge your audience, stand up for truth. If you see wrongdoing, even at a local level, expose it. It all begins there, and we've all got to get this done, or we're going to go down.
God bless you, sir. Thank you so much, Kirk. Plug for Iodine, because I totally believe what I'm saying, and the evidence is there. InfoWarsLife.com. And I'm done plugging for the day. That's just how one of the ways we fund our operation. And I was sitting there thinking, we may not be able to get this in the future. I better get a bunch for myself. And I was driving home with a whole case of it, and I went, wait a minute. That's a great sales pitch. The truth is always the best sales. So I came and just shared my own concerns with you, but it's making it sell out, so it's kind of a catch-22, because then we're going to try to get some more in, and then it's just down the road. It's just hard to secure this stuff, and you got to deal with the DEA and the rest of it because of the stupid meth heads. Pure iodine, I guess, is used. You can't use it once it's in the palm oil for that, but it's used, and so it's all a big... It's the bureaucracy in this country. We're becoming just like Europe or something. And it's always because of what criminals do. Normal people get their lives restricted. Well, I'm tired of that. So InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. I got so angry earlier, and it's spontaneous. I mean, that's not me like I'm a WWF wrestler or something. I ran into The Undertaker in Austin this morning. I was downtown taking care of some business. Drove by the governor's mansion, and they had guys out there with M4s. Ever seen the state police with the M4s? Might be an ISIS threat or something. And then I went and took care of some business, and I'm like, aren't you a professional wrestler? Yeah, I'm The Undertaker. Of course, he wasn't in his makeup and everything, but still a very imposing-looking, a scary-looking guy. One of the scariest-looking guys I've ever seen. I've seen some big guys. I was like, man, no wonder you're a professional wrestler. Certainly had a presence, but... don't know why I started telling that story. I was about to get into something else this morning. One of the reasons that I am successful is that we have a nation and a world, because of television, 8 hours a day on average now, as they were reporting yesterday on the BBC, in the West, 8 hours of screen time, so it's not just TV, of media, of digital media, screen delivered, that people are just, they've seen millions of simulated murders, monsters busting out of hearts, the planet blowing up hundreds of times, earthquake, San Andreas. And so they can't register real threats when they're actually happening. It's learned helplessness. It's mass Stockholm syndrome is what I call it. That's my term. And I start thinking about how I have to clear cookies and go through a bunch of hassles not to be cheated. I mean, I could be trying to buy a Hugo Boss shirt, and it says 120. And I clear cookies, because I don't like going to shopping malls. You know, I buy clothes a few times a year online. And it's like $55. And then no one's telling you to do that. No one's explaining to you that if you're middle class or whatever, or you buy a lot of stuff on a computer, say at your office, a lot of plane tickets, it thinks you're rich and just cheats you. Stores, in fact, I saw this a few years ago, will actually face scan you, and they have a database they got from Facebook. You can look this up, forget which store, a couple of them in New York, and then it will digitally, they won't have price tags on it. Kind of like the kiosk will sit there and, in fact, the other day I was at the mall with my kids, went and saw a movie, and we walked over to the cell phone cases, and I was looking to get another cell phone case, and the guy was like, it's $45. And I went, but really, you think I'll pay that? You just made that judgment. There's no price tags. What are you really selling for, 15 or 20? Is that your bottom? And he was like, you are very smart. I like you. Hold on. You are the man on the internet. How did you know this? I will give it to you for 20. For 20. Well, it's a digital version of that. And no one's going to tell you it's going on. They think it's funny. It's a conspiracy theory. So go pay triple or quadruple or 10 times for your plane tickets. Fine, don't listen to me. The media sycophantically worships the Queen of England and her grandson and their babies and celebrate them like they're greater than Jesus Christ. All I see the British monarchy, Transylvanian interlopers, all I see them as is like Kim Jong-un. He's third generation royalty. Even mainstream media now describes it as a royal dynasty. It is anathema. Incontrovertibly the opposite of what a free republic is. By the way, free republics are cutting edge and are wealthy and are loved. They have the biggest middle classes. They produce the most science, the most art, the most literature, and are dominant. People that are into freedom are winners. People that are into tyranny are losers. And I don't know why we want a bunch of losers running our country and our world. America didn't even have to militarily invade countries 50, 60 years ago. People wanted us to come in. They wanted to adopt what we were doing because we were freer. We weren't perfect, but the media hyped on our problems and gave us this guilt culture and then brought in a new system to replace what was there, something even worse. A tyranny you don't see on the surface, but it's there, rotting like cancer that you didn't know was in your guts till it kills you. And now we're starting to become aware of the fact that it's happening. You know, I've talked a lot about Hollywood. I don't know Vince Vaughn. I don't know Robert Duvall. Huge fan of Robert Duvall. Like some of the movies of Vince Vaughn. Funny guy. I mean, I knew years ago folks that knew Vince Vaughn and said that he was, aware of what was going on. But, I mean, so's Motley Crue. I guess I know that from multiple folks, but it doesn't mean they're doing anything against the New World Order. I guess they are. A little bit, I guess, in their shows, flashing up clips of my videos. But the point is that 95% of the Hollywood folks I know, names as big or bigger than Robert Duvall, will not go public on air. Some of the most famous musicians, and I'm talking about huge musicians, rock stars like, Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins or folks like Dave Mustaine of Megadeth, they have the courage to speak out and say something. There are folks bigger than they are who won't speak out. You're going to lose everything if you don't. So Robert Duvall has come out on the Howard Stern show and said he's not going to vote for Hillary. That's just more of the same. He doesn't like the Republicans either. He'll probably vote Libertarian, maybe Rand Paul. That article's on Infowars.com. That just makes me like him that much more. But he's so good. That's an amazing actor right there. From Kill a Mockingbird to THX 1138. That guy's been in movies for almost 60 years. A true icon. He's so good in Sling Blade, just everything. I don't even like movies like